What is up, Go World? It's me, your boy JDZ, and I am back at you with another Go Format video. Hey, the spice is back in. And I say this all the time. I say, what's up, Goat World? Oh, with me, I forgot I have the Burn Queen, Pui. Say hello again, Pui.
Hi.
Welcome back to the program. I really appreciate you coming back and doing this. But
It's a pleasure being here.
I always say what's up. I always say what's up, Goat World. And this game is truly an international game. Today, the SS Spice has sailed all the way across the Atlantic Ocean, and we have landed in Athens.
Worldwide, baby.
We have landed in Athens, Greece. So Athens, Greece held a Goat Grand Prix, and this we're just gonna cover the top 8 decks from that event. It looked like a spectacular event. They played like in some kind of cool castle or some kind of dungeon or something. It looked really dope. It looked really dope, and they got some dope decks. So without any further ado, we're gonna go ahead and pull those bad boys up, tell you what we think about them, and you tell us what we think about them. But first, make sure you go ahead and like, share, comment, get into the discussion with us. You guys have joined the SS Spice with JDZ and Pui. So here we go. First deck, 8th place, we have, and these names are about to get absolutely butchered. I do apologize in advance. But in 8th place, we have Kephalos G. Did I know that? We have Kephalos G playing Chaos Control. I mean, this is my favorite deck. You guys know this is my favorite deck. I love this deck. Tell me what you think about this deck, please. What do you make? What's your first impressions of this deck?
You say that about this deck as if this is at all chaos control. What is going on here? This is so many things. We're starting off the bat spicy as all get out. There's just such like format and deck type defining cards here, just like put together in such a way that like I can barely figure out if this is Chaos Return, Chaos Turbo, or Chaos Control, and B, it's bound to be like, nasty good, right? This is crazy. I just imagine the amount of people who just thought they were in the clear, and then that return flipped, and they're like, bye-bye, no more.
Yeah, I mean, when you went, because a big part of the game, you want to deduce your matchups quickly, so you start seeing the ghosts, you start seeing the metas, you start thinking like, hey, I got it all figured out, and then boom, return
you don't
happens.
Figure anything out.
I think
dead.
that's a crazy concept. Again, I have no idea about the Athenian metagame. I don't know what the Grecian meta is or what that call was.
They play Athena in Athens, you think?
Maybe I don't know what they got going on, but this deck is pretty cool. I think if you're going 3 face though, I think you gotta play 3 metas in my opinion. I don't know if that's the right balance of metas, but 2 goats 2 meta is kind of cool. Road Decree.
That's a fair point. We've got a lot of level 4s though too.
Yeah. I don't know. This is Chaos Control in the side deck. What do you think about this side deck, please? How do you think Kephalos put this together?
I think the side deck is very well done. I'm seeing the Jinzo next to the Mobius. I like that. I see 1 Karibo. I think that's supposed to go with Sangan. I like that. 3rd Spy confuses me. I think it's for Warrior. Having the 3 Solemn and the 2 Shoot, so you can just become Chaos Turbo, but you also have Mind Control, so you can out like Turbo Chaos Turbo. Good. 7 Tools. Kind of confusing. You're already playing Royal Decree, but I guess if you want them with your Solemns, that makes sense. Spicy all around, but also very much solid and very clearly has a plan for all sorts of decks. So I respect it a lot.
Okay, I like that. I might have to try the spices in with the one of return in the main deck. So congratulations, Kephalos.
Like 2006.
Kephalos keep getting busy. 8th place finish, and we're moving on to number 7. Number 7, we have we have Plaka's Eye. Dude, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry.
Plaka.
We have Plaka's Eye coming in at 7th place playing Chaos Turbo. Now, when I look at this deck, the first thing I see is this thing looks a little vintage compared by modern standards with the triple. Oh, Pui don't like the turbo. I keep forgetting. Pui go to sleep when she sees the turbo. And I don't know. This seems like a little vintage with the 3 jars, the 2 dust, but I don't know, man. It's very circular because Anthony just won. The Patreon was just a couple days ago. He won that event with 3 jars, 3 wing blasts. So who knows? What do you think about this turbo deck, Pui? I know you don't like the turbo. You got to give me something.
It's a Chaos Turbo deck. It's a Chaos Turbo deck.
It's really not a lot. That's really.
I guess. I mean, it's got Jinzo. I like Jinzo. I think that Dust Tornado is a very good tool. I think that this deck properly respects back row decks, and by back row decks I don't mean Warrior, although it's probably good against Warrior to have 3 Dust Tornado and 3 Saku. Spurn of all varieties would suffer in the face of this deck in a way that I don't want to think about too hard.
What do you think about Plaka's deciding not to play Tsukiyomi at all in 3 Dekoichi? I think that's a little strange.
I
That's a
don't
little
get
strange play.
I don't get Tsukiyomi in Turbo. I mean,
Tsukiyomi's
I get it, but
good.
I really don't get it. Okay, listen, I don't play Chaos Turbo. All I know is that this deck bricks on like 5 monsters at a time and then has 1 summon a turn, and I don't want that summon to go back to my hand. But that's not something I'm qualified to talk about because I don't play this deck.
Okay, but Suk
What
good.
is this?
I think Suk good. Again, I have no idea about the Athenian metagame, so maybe they just have some different spice over there.
I could be Suk for 1 jar. I think
Maybe.
this is probably some clean choices.
That could go. But I think 3 dust in the side. Maybe that's interesting. Got some burn stuff. I don't know. This deck's interesting. Again,
Very interesting.
Turbo's going to win. If you play Turbo, chances are you're going to do well if you do it correctly. So shout out to you, Plakas. Congratulations on your 7th place. Moving on to number 6. Number 6, we have, man, come on, Prix. Where we going with this? Vuzalis. Did I nail it?
Vuzala, like the horn.
Vuzalis is killing it. Number 6, Vuzalis as playing warriors. Now this is gonna be your. This looks like some Lucas stuff. This looks like some SC, just regular standard warrior. This looks like some standard warriors right here. Oh man, it's got the tribe in there. 15 monsters. 3 battle traps, regular trap does shoot, 2 does shoot. What do you think about this warrior deck, Prix?
Bottomless trap hole.
Oh, that's it? Is that the fight?
Bottomless trap hole. Listen, real talk though about the bottomless trap hole.
Okay.
Card's good.
Okay.
I think there's a lot to be said about the fact that you can use priority on a chaos monster over bottomless. You can also use priority on a breaker. No, that's a lie. What the hell am I talking about? You can use it against a virus has priority, but bottomless trap hole is still really solid as like one of those, 1-for-1 solid warrior removal cards. Decree's terrifying.
That's an interesting.
I've always said I think it's understating the power of like playing Royal Decree in a deck that's playing other traps. That's where it's the least expected, and you have the most disruption while still having Decree. Any deck where you can't actually assume that your opponent's shield's down just because they're a Decree deck like that is super solid. Roar, I like respecting the reasoning gate because, we'll see. But
it's a real deck.
It's a really solid warrior deck for sure, and I think maybe bottomless has more of a place than we're giving it credit for.
Decree in the deck. Maybe like you said, maybe that's a prize factor. But for me, I'm an anti bottomless trap hole fan because I used to play bottomless trap hole, and then what always happens?
Tell me about that.
What always happens inevitably? I will get my bottomless trap hole after I'm already getting my face beat in completely, and I'll have the bottomless trap hole and they will never summon again, thinking it's TT or something. If that thing was a Socrates armor, Widespread Ruin, literally anything else, Offer to the Doom, any other card, a Smashing Ground, anything, my face will be saved. But it's always the bottomless trap hole, and it's always down, and it's always 1 card too late. But that's just me. I don't know. Results may vary. Give it a shot.
Maybe I'm full of it.
No,
that
you're not.
sounds like a pretty solid refutation. That's probably with the Smashing Ground Spore. That's true. I also gotta say, just because I get the Royal Decree doesn't mean I like it. I'll say that as much.
Okay.
I think I say 6 traps and 2 Royal Decree is what I'm talking. I'm not talking 12 traps and 3 Royal Decree. That's something else. I don't know what's going on.
It'll catch him by surprise. I don't know. Maybe Vuzalis hates burn with a flaming passion and just gotta hit him with the surprise factor. I don't know. But what do you guys think? Tell me about this warrior deck. Again, very standard warrior deck. 2 Sasuke's, 2 books. That's interesting.
Good stuff. Very good stuff.
All right.
I'll say.
Congratulations again to you, Vuzalis. If I'm nailing it, I'm nailing it. Please, my Greek is worse than my Italian. So we're going on to number 5th place. Number 5. We have. Come on, man. Come on. I can't. I'll let you give this one a shot. I can't even try this one.
I'm gonna say this is Meister Lacus M.
Killed it. That sounds right. Meister Lacus sounds. Mizerlicus.
It could be Mizerlicus.
It can't be Mizerlicus. Mizerlicus. Okay, again, I can't. What do you think about this? This looks like the Warrior Turbo Upstart Jar Greed deck that kind of caught on a while. Ghost played it. SDL played it for an event or two. Bounty, I think, played it. Nice Boy played it. Very popular deck with a very low monster count in the main. This looks exactly like that deck. I'll see if I can find that deck and I'll put it up here if I can find it. But this looks very similar to that deck. A lot of monsters in the side, a lot of drawing stuff and trying to a lot of the draw spell and trap cards. Maybe that's catching on. Maybe it's not. Maybe they're getting.
I think the third jar has been successfully refuted by the greats.
Okay.
I think even the players who were reluctant to play the jar in the first place started playing it, but at 2. And then the players who were playing it at 3 started playing it at 2. I think it's just too much of that. I don't know. This is definitely just the warrior deck of a player who, I guess, watches a lot of Go format YouTube and wanted something safe and just wanted to play some solid goats. I think that adding third Kaiku was a ungood choice. If you wanted to add another monster, I would have done something else. I think Kaiku's like the best. I think it's the worst card until it's the best card.
Right.
That's what I think about
until he's just the best card in the game. He's just very, very mid. I think I would agree with
very
that.
mid.
Quite mid. Probably the middest. But looking at this side deck again, he took the same like Ghost Rider type strategy and just put a ton of monsters in there to kind of change it up. No mind control. I mean, excuse me, no brain control, no mind control. There's no controlling in the side deck. I think that's an interesting choice.
No controlling's a little sus.
That's a little. You got to have some type of control. I think it would be needed. I guarantee you, if he had maybe a brain control or a mind control or 2 in the side, I think that 5th place could potentially go to a 4th and maybe higher. Probably missed that card. 2 death shoots in the side. I think it's dope though. I think it's dope. What do you think about this deck? Dope, mid. I think it's pretty chill. I think it's pretty chill.
This is a high mid warrior.
High mid. Okay, high mid warrior deck. Shout out to you. Mr. Locus, Mr. Locus M. Meister Locus on the Warriors. So we are going to move on to number 4. 4th place, Worlds qualified, Mr. Maru 13 coming playing the Panda Burn deck. We love this deck. Now I got the Burn Queen in the building. We're gonna break it down. So this looks like the same deck that they used to make that top in that GFC that they played in. Marufidus S. Marufidus. I think I killed that. Maybe playing Panda Burn.
That's a great name.
Marufidus sounds like a cool name. What do you think about this deck, please? What do you think about what Marufidus put together and did?
The first thing I'm gonna say right off the bat, right now, before we say anything else, I want you to go look back at the last couple decks. Besides, not the 8th place deck, but the other 3 decks. I want you to look at those sides. All those decks placed worse than Panda Bird. Get wrecked.
Oh, hey!
All those completely oversighted decks designed to destroy Panda with like 10 different cards still lost to Panda. So get wrecked.
Dang.
Thing number 2, no Cheney, not Maru's style. Very interesting. This man will play these decks, these games out so slow and so drawn out. It's kind of insane to watch because I was, head judging the event he first played in. It's so patient. It's so drawn out. This is like not only the way that the deck is built, but the way he plays the deck. I feel like this is the only deck and the only way I want it played where I would play the Magic Cylinder. But this is the Panda Burn deck where Magic Cylinder belongs.
Okay. What do you think about the big? What do you think about the big shield? The big shield going in there. Is that something? Is that cap or is that facts? What do you think about the big shield in the burn?
Big Shield is a card that my teammates made me stop playing years ago, and it is my biggest regret. The only thing to say about Big Shield is it is like, if you're willing to take how much it is, 16 plus, what is it, 400, I think it's 20. If you're willing to take 2,400 damage, then Big Shield is a card that answers your own Ojama Trio.
Right.
You just hit the thing, literally same turn because of the rule of 14. So there's that to consider. Although, how often can you take 2,400 damage? And like, also they aren't going to just chain their burn the moment they notice what they're doing, and you probably die. Because it's that initial hit that's the worst one, so you could just die right off that. Big Shield, I think, quite good, especially with the amount of setting, especially with the Reaper also in play, especially with, just getting the Nox out of the way, makes the Rats... It just makes every other card in the deck better if Nox is out of the way, because now you can set them and they're a true threat.
Okay. And Maru elected to spice it up, hit the spice tank, and went to the Mystic Walk of their own. Mystic Walk and the Big Shield is pretty beefy. That's a cool combination.
It's an insane combo. It helps you beat the other chainy Panda Burns. Another thing I want to point out: Magic Jammer. No, sorry, Magic Drain.
Magic Drain
on the right.
That's
over
a drain,
there.
yeah.
Not only is he playing Magic Drain, but he's playing 2 Magic Drain, which I guess card's good, but B, the card's definitely good in more multiples because the further into the game you play, the more likely it is that you probably have already played spells, or you already discarded a spell for another Magic Drain. Card's just nasty, especially in the way it can just get rid of heavy. Right,
and a lot of times, like I said, the game has already been simplified. There you go. What are you gonna do? It's a free negate, and a lot of those spell trap removers are gonna be in spell form. I think it's pretty dope. Shout out to you, Maru, again, showing your consistency, topping again in this, representing your country well. Shout out to you. 4th place. Congratulations, Maru, for this. Okay, we are moving on to number 3. Number 3. I don't even know what this is. I don't know what you got going on here.
I don't know who called this Chaos Turbo. I don't know what I'm looking
guess it is Chaos Turbo. I mean,
It's Chaos Turbo,
this is Chaos Turbo. Okay, this is
Plagianicos.
Man, my Greek is bad. Okay, Plagianicos M is bringing the Chaos Turbo. He's got the Golem technology, which again is a thing. Okay, we got the merch dog is in there, and 2 tomato boys are in there.
2 tomatoes.
Triple break. That can't be right, can it?
It could be right. In a deck like this, it could be right.
Maybe.
I don't know how this did anything. I'm very confused looking at it.
Like,
especially in lieu of the other decks that topped. I mean, I imagine like this Chaos Turbo seems like it has a good game 1 against Warriors. Maybe that's wrong to say, but having the tomato and the spy and that many breaks, it's just solid.
I guess that does make sense. If you're playing, there is a lot of warriors. I guess there were 2 warriors at the top of this event. You got your tomatoes that give you to your Sangan, that gives you your serpent that feeds your breaks. That seems good. You got good defense. You got that one merc that can just eat some knocks. And you got some.
Yeah. And then on top of that, I'm looking at this deck and like I'm just imagining being Maru crying in the game too. Is this somehow the most effective Panda Burn sideboard out of all the ones I've seen? It's so much simpler.
Now that is banana. So let's go to this. Speaking of this side deck, let's pull this thing up. So this person was like, okay, first of all, not losing the burn. That's absolutely out of the question. That is not going to happen.
Indeed.
And then we're just gonna put in some other cards that might be good or they might not. I don't know.
Basically. I think that the soul release in this particular build is ridiculous just because like this deck isn't drawing as fast as other turbos, and you're not playing like a chaos control where it's all about long game. So I don't know where that's really coming into play. But definitely, again, for the Panda Bird matchup, you have the virus, you have the needle sailing, the walk, and you have the Royal Decree on top of the already there Regeki breaks, which breaks so good against Bird.
And the kinetic soldier as well. You can bring him in. He can get under your He can get under gravity bind and all the stuff.
There. No, that's true.
Yeah. So and then he got the possessed dark soul that can take the pandas too. I mean,
take the pandas. It can take goats, which we didn't see a lot of goats in top. I don't know how that card did for Plagianicos.
Oh, you're killing. That sounded right. That sounded so right.
It killed me. It killed me.
And they decided to go with the spell shield type. Just a 1 copy of the spell shield is kind of strange. That's a little strange as well. And the royal oppression, I think. Man, I don't like royal oppression. I don't know why that card.
I don't think that card makes any sense in Go format.
It's so bad in Go format.
We'll see in a second that didn't do anything. We'll see.
It's so bad in Go format. But Plagianicos, again, shout out to you for your top in this event. Cool deck. I bet you played it very well. It's very interesting. I want to try this myself. This is an interesting setup of cards. I like it. I don't know. It's unique. It's built to you. Speaking of unique, this is number 2 deck. I saw this.
Oh my god.
And this was
my god.
This is it. All right, so brace yourself. This is the spiciest thing I've seen all day. So boom. Oh man. Okay, so we have Katsaros. I don't know if this is this Katsos?
Is this Katsos?
This might be Katso. I'm not sure.
This might be Katsos.
I'll have to find out. But this is you, Katso. Shout out to you for putting together this monstrosity. I don't know. This is a crazy.
Can we just talk about the 5 monarchs and 3 Ashuras? Like, can we just talk about how hard it is to successfully tribute summon while playing this deck?
Oh, but it's not though, because you got.
But I guess it must not be.
You got the goats meta. You got 3 goats. And you got 3 metas. That's gonna be 1,000 odds. I'm taking your guy all day. He's got the brain in there. He got brain in the side too. So you got brain, 2 swaps, some goats, meta. You got the legendary Jujitsu Master. I say again, this is 2022, and that is the 3-star Jujitsu Master in the main deck. 2 of them, and 3. This looks like someone sided 15 years ago is what it looks like, and it just said,
you know, looks like someone decided for Reasoning Gate 15 years ago.
we're just gonna play that. So
which again continues to get more ironic as we go.
So triple Assure Priest, and triple Thestalos. It's crazy. This is a crazy deck. He's got the crush shoot, he's got the dust shoot, and the mind crush going on. The one soul exchange. This deck is insane. I want to see how it works. I wish there were replays.
I'm delighted. I'm absolutely delighted by this deck.
It makes me happy. And you want to know why it really makes me happy? Because he decided to play my all-time favorite card. Lava Golem is in the side deck for reasons I do not know. I have no clue why that's there or what he's trying to accomplish with the Lava Golem. I need answers. I need it now. I think maybe
Lava Golem brain control, Lava Golem creature swap.
Oh,
that's my guess.
And
that's my guess.
Just beat face. Just give it up and then
face after you kill 2 of Turbo's guys.
Yeah,
that's my guess.
I think kill some guys and you can make Thousand Eyes and then reabsorb the thing and have a 3,000 guy and just beat face with that too.
There's so many ways to make it work.
That could be it. So maybe Katsados. Hopefully this is Katsos. If not Katsados, this is a very cool deck. Yeah. Clearly you are in 2027 and we're still in 2022.
You're in the future.
You are well in the future and we are in the past.
I haven't taken enough Johnny Lee substances to make this deck make sense yet.
And Magic Drain again. Magic Drain is huge in Greece. I think Magic Drain is the new plug. Pulling that straight from the Greece metagame, add it to your metagame, try out Magic Drain, try this deck out, let me know. Somebody give me a full report on the second place deck.
I need a report on this guy.
I need to know what's going on. Stat. Okay. All right, moving on to number one. Air horns. Shout out to you. Panagiotis. Panagiotis Polydeficus. I'm so bad. Panagotis Polydeficus, something like that. I don't know. Anyway,
I mean, he could have polydefecated over the entire meta.
Hey, air horns! Reasoning Gate best deck. This is another win. This is best 2. Deck. Italy, okay, 1 with Reasoning Gate. Athens, 1 with Reasoning Gate. Something.
There was a second place Reasoning Gate at another GGP. Don't forget.
Hey, that's right in Chicago.
Real deck. It's coming back.
I think it's a real deck. I think.
No need to thank me.
Yeah, this is Pre's fault. Pre made that video again. Go check that out. Check out Card Academy if you haven't already subscribed again. We're gonna plug that at the end. But ever since Pre made this video, Reasoning Gate stock has been plummeting upwards, and now I think it is a real deck. I think it is something plummeting upwards in the crazy.
Plummeting upwards is the most accurate statement of what playing Reasoning Gate feels like ever.
I think this deck is real, and I think now players might have to consider putting cards in their deck to counter what this deck is trying to do, because it's very prevalent. I think it's time. I think we've wrote it off long enough. It's not going to go away. This deck is won here. It won, like you said, it did well in FLC. Somebody I know did pretty good with it in FLC, and this one that just happened, I don't know. So it's a real deck. And what do you think about the ratios that Panagotis decided to use for this event?
I think that the ratios right now are really still up in the air, because I mean, I've got my whole theory that I've been having about, not playing too many Sorks, not playing too many metas, not playing too many Defus, and I did good. Now I had some streaks of bad luck, but I did good. And then we're also seeing people doing the 3-3 and they're having no problem, but this guy's only playing 2 Sork, and then he's playing the blowback without the Fusilier. I think that there's still time for people to start figuring out some ratio things. A, just the stuff that's objectively correct, and B, the stuff that depends on the meta. I talked about in my video just that if we had like 50 people just start maining the deck, then it would just get refined enough to be a real tier deck, the way that Panda ended up doing. And we're seeing that now. We're starting to get an idea of the patterns of what works and what doesn't, which is really, really nice. I think perhaps I misjudged playing 3 Defu and maybe misjudged playing 3 meta, although in my experience, I've still not loved meta, but the Defu maybe can come back. The ratios just seem very solid. I find the ring sus, although I talked to the dude earlier today, and he said that in his new version, he's going to do the ring. I have an idea where the deck's going, but I won't spoil too much yet.
Okay. What about the two brain controls in the main? I mean, he is playing, or Panagotis is playing a very low number of normal summons, with 3 being the count of the normal summons, triple goats. 2 brain control, I think, is interesting in the main deck. What do you think of that?
He said it was MVP.
Okay.
And the way I look at this, right, because if I compared this to my FLC deck, right, there's very few differences. He's literally playing that brain for a ring, and ring is a good finisher, but brain is a good starter. And if he's found a way to make brain work in the turbo matchup in a way that I didn't really grasp myself, then card's great. It's good in every matchup if it can be good in the turbo matchup, in my opinion.
I mean, Turbo's going to have to flip something up sooner or later. Those spies
Eventually.
will become face up at some point, and you can get something going with those brain controls. Got the Monster Man card. I like it. I mean, again, Reasoning is one of those decks that people do not enjoy playing against, myself included. A lot of people think they're very saggy, but it's real. This is a part of the game, and you got to figure out how to beat it, and there are ways to beat this deck, but apparently everyone in that event could not. A lot of people did have cards cited for this deck, and they just did not have enough to defeat what Panagotis was doing, and he pulled it together with this deck. I think it's nice. I think it's good. I think it's good.
I think it's really nice, and I'm looking forward to seeing where Reasoning goes in the future. I'm looking forward to seeing where that Katsaros or Katsos Monarch thing goes in the future. I'm looking forward to seeing if Maru has found a new theory with Burn with the big shield, because this is the second time we've seen that work the way it did. Chaos Turbo and Warriors are here too. And also return control. I want to see some more return control, honestly.
I like it.
We saw that with... Karibo did a similar thing, only he was using
Dimension Fusion Bazoo control. So yeah, this game is old. This is a very old game, and it's basically figured out what cards are good. I'm sorry, I'm gonna turn myself up a little bit. What cards are good, what cards are bad, or whatever. But you never know what you're gonna get when you come to one of these events, especially when they're very regionally aligned. Like in Athens, they have their own thing. In Italy, they have their own thing. The online community has their own thing. Chicago, Ohio, Virginia, every place you go, people are gonna be kind of doing their own little. Everyone's playing GOAT, so you could take stuff from Greece, put it into your game. Maybe it might help you out right away. I don't know. But tell me what you guys think. As always, make sure you like and comment. Get into the discussion. Yeah, we want to know. If we're wrong, let me know. I love being wrong. But also, make sure you guys get over to the Card Academy. Check out what Pri's doing. She's putting out great GOAT format videos. Check her out. Give her some love and support. As always, I'm sure you guys are doing that as well. But Pri, do you have anything else you want to say before we wrap this bad boy up and moving on out and set sail again on the SS Spice is going to set sail to another location?
Been an absolute pleasure to be here as always. Hope to be on again.
Of course.
Love sailing the spicy seas with you.
Of course.
Reasoning Gate best deck. See you in Worlds.
Hey, and that's a mic drop. Until then, I'm JDZ. I play Ghost. Until the next time, shout out to the real ones. Salute to the OGs. Please gone. Peace.
This program was made possible by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.